my father. My mom is still alive, but she lives about 100 kilometers away from me. I graduated with honors in midwifery from a medical college. Right now, I'm living in Qanhvn City, a small mountain province in northern Vietnam, right next to Hanoi, about 80 kilometers away. One thing about living in a low-income neighborhood in Vietnam, the houses are small, the yards are tiny, and kids end up playing out on the street all the time. It worries me every single day. Today I have $10. That's everything I have to buy food for 2 days. Come to the market with me. I always shop at the wholesale market instead of the supermarket. The reason is simple, it's cheaper, and honestly the produce is fresher too. Sometimes the vendors even throw in a little extra at the end of the day when things aren't selling. The market I go to is called Qanhvn Market. It's one of the big wholesale markets here in Qanhvn. From 10 at night until 6 in the morning, it's all bulk trading, trucks coming in and out. Traffic jams, the whole thing. Then from 6 in the morning, it switches to retail for regular people like me. Today I showed up right when the traffic police were on duty. If you look around, you'll notice everyone stays on their motorbikes. Nobody dares step off to browse. Because you can get fined for blocking traffic. So today I just bought what I needed as fast as I could and headed home. Here's what I got. 1 pineapple for 50 cents, half a cabbage and 3 tomatoes for 60 cents, 1 squid for $4, and half a kilo of shrimp for $5. That's exactly $10, not a single cent left over. In a typical Vietnamese meal, white rice is the main staple and there's almost always at least one vegetable dish on the table. My rice cooker survived the flood season, but it couldn't survive time. The button broke, so now I use a toothpick to press it down every time I cook. But hey, as long as the rice comes out cooked, I'm not complaining. Today my older daughter, she's 5, turning 6 in 3 months, put in her request, stir-fried squid with pineapple. If you've never tried this dish before, it's a combination of sweet pineapple, chewy squid, and a little bit of spice. Sounds a little strange, I know, but trust me, once you try it you'll never forget it. So tonight I stir-fried the squid with pineapple, steamed a few shrimp, and boiled the cabbage. That's our dinner, and it'll be enough for the three of us today and tomorrow. This is how I get through the hard months. I do believe that knowing how to live within your limits is a real skill. But I won't lie, there's a part of me that's ashamed to be in this situation. I never imagined this is where I'd be at 29. Watching my daughter eat with both cheeks puffed out, eyes lighting up because it's exactly what she asked for. My heart just feels lighter. All I want is for my girls to be fed and happy. That's enough for me right now. Kids these days have so much more than I did growing up, so much more. I was born in 1997, in a mountain village in Qanhvn province near the Chinese border. When I came into this world, our area had no electricity at all. Everything was lit by oil lamps and the fire from the wood-burning stove. The most luxurious drink of my childhood wasn't milk or juice, it was boiled rice water, mixed with just a tiny bit of sugar or salt. Sugar was a genuine luxury for us back then. The number of times I got to drink sugar water in an entire year, I could count them on one hand. When I did get some, I'd drink it slowly, trying to make that little bit of sweetness last as long as possible. As for milk, the very first time I ever tasted canned milk in my life was probably when I was 6 years old, when I started primary school. Every single day at school, the thing I looked forward to most wasn't recess, it was milk and biscuits we were given after class. For kids like us back then, that small carton of milk was sometimes the best meal of the entire day. I didn't know back then which organization gave it to us. I just remembered the initials CCF printed on the packaging. Small letters, easy to miss. But I never forgot them. Years later, I found out it stood for Christian Children's Fund, an international organization that came all the way to our poor mountain village to support children like us. That was money from people in Australia and America, on the other side of the world, contributing every month to sponsor a mountain child they had never met, so that child could have proper nutrition and a full meal. That money didn't just buy milk and biscuits. It built and renovated schools, trained teachers, provided school supplies, supported local health clinics, and funded nutrition programs for young children. The connection between the sponsors and kids like me was kept alive through handwritten letters. I would write a letter and send a photo, and my sponsor would write back, Sometimes there would be a small greeting card tucked inside, or a few stickers, or a coloring page. Every single time a letter arrived, I was so excited I couldn't even describe it. Maybe the person who sponsored me is somewhere out there in the world right now, and they have no idea that the child they once helped is sitting here today, telling this story. Qanhvn. Whenever I think back on those years, my heart fills with something I can't quite name, something between sadness and warmth at the same time. I still remember our very first home so clearly. It was an earthen house, about 50 square meters, built on the side of a hill. The frame was made from trees cut in the forest. The walls were mud mixed with straw. The roof was thatched with palm leaves. I was very young when we lived there, but I can still picture every corner of it, that small house on the hillside, with a family that had a mother, a father, and 2 kids. We were poor. We were often hungry, but we were so happy. We just didn't know yet how many storms were waiting for us up ahead. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know how my story ends. But I want to ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where everything looked fine from the outside, but on the inside, only you knew how hard it really was? If you have, leave me a comment. I want to read your story, because I think sometimes, just knowing you're not the only one trying, that's already enough. That story, I'll tell you in the next video. If you want to hear it, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it.